actually basically on the what all we have to see on cost. Economics is very important. So without economics, we cannot do it. So I'll open the discussion. Please, anybody want to share? You can go ahead, please.
Yes, good evening, Syed sir.
Yes. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I am Murtaza Hassan.
Yeah, Murtaza.
Yes, good evening, everybody. Yes, there are many items listed. So I think the first part, that is the structure part. Actually, first very important thing is that let us understand that poly house is not only the protected structure. There are many protected structures, and there are many primitive protected structures like net house, net, tunnels are there. They are giving very good results. So it is not necessary that the farmer should go everywhere for a poly house. We understand that poly house is the only protected structures. Just now, Mehta Sahib has mentioned that in the Maharashtra, net house is giving good result. Similarly, in our climate in Delhi region, where we have very extreme summer and extreme winter, here also shade net, low tunnels, insect-proof net, they are giving better result in comparison to the normal poly house. So farmers should understand that everywhere it is not necessary, and at every state not necessary to go for poly house, because poly house is the most advanced and the most
sorry to interrupt.
many structures available which are much.
Yeah, Murtaza, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but the question is, I'm not talking only poly house. The topic here is because even now today I posted about Maharashtra, the state, they give us net house everything separately, the subsidy. So the general topic is I'm talking about all type of
So for the structure is that there are many types of protected structures, and then farmer should very carefully adopt it. He should there are many sites are there, and then he can get the information related to the structures. He can contact us also, so that he can select best protected structure. This is the first issue. Then we got the design of protected structure. Design of protected structures, there are two parts. First, we design the basic structure, and then we have the covering materials. So one of the questions asked by the farmer was that what design he should adopt. Now, in the design, the basic criteria that is the most important thing is that what we want. We want maximum ventilation. We want that the management side greenhouse should be best. According to that, there are certain, not many, there are 3 or 4 basic designs that we follow. That is, tubular structure is very common. Sawtooth structure is very common. Then what we call half moon type structure. So the few structures, big type structures are there. So 4 or 5 structures are there. Each structure has its own peculiarity, which is, it is difficult to discuss all these things here. But in the National Horticulture Board site also, and then there are some standard sites are there where you can get these information about the detail of this particular designs. So these designs helps you in basically ultimately better climate management. And then the farmer should follow it because they give the strength to your structure. That is very important. Next thing, covering material. In covering material, we should be very careful because the covering materials are very costly. And the covering materials, the mostly used in the protected structure, we use very specialized plastic. We use very specialized insect net, shade net, and all these things. So how to use these structures? What should be their proper specification? One basic, very fundamental rule is that these all structures should be UV, material should be UV stabilized. And then now BIA has also given the IS mark to most of these materials. So farmers should at least give this thing that all these covering materials should be IS certified. Now there is IS certification number is available to all these things, whether it is greenhouse plastic or shade net or silver net, all type of covering materials, they have standard specifications, and it is very necessary that all the growers and farmers, they should use it properly. They're very costly. Their life is all very limited, 4 to 5 years maximum, and all your success depends on these two things: structure and plus covering materials. These two things are there, which the farmer should follow properly. I think there are many people also are there. I'm stopping here, and then if there is any point here, they can chat us on our mobile or our email. Thank you, Shahid.
No problem. We'll talk one by one topic. I think
good evening, sir.
Hold on 1 second. I'll give you time. Just hold on. So I think what Murtuza told is, I think the farmers must select. I think most of the farmers are not that much educated. My question is, do we have any track record found out how many of the polyhouses or these protected structures which are subsidized or lying idle in India are not used because of structure problem? So that I think we should collect the data and probably we should give these agencies who are doing it the responsibility to take which is to be used which place, because we have educated farmers here. They have problems with the sheets what he told, and he has asked for an expert. I don't think any farmer can come to the expert like that so easily. So we have to find a solution. The solution, I'm not asking Murtuza or anybody else, but you have to note it down. This is a problem, national problem we have, because before giving subsidy, before giving something to the company, go and install their polyhouse, you must 100% write it. Wrong delivered, penalty must be given to the person who has done. You have to catch and hold the guy, not the farmer. So because the farmer is not educated in this so much in this technology. Not only farmer educated, I'm talking BE Agri farmer who studied, who worked so much, he has problem, and we'll find another engineers, another agriculture experts who have problem. So I think this should be taken care of. This is one small point. I will allow other persons to talk only on structure. Means what he talked, Murtuza. Other people want to talk on structure, please continue. We'll come to the next topics one by one. Structures, anybody?
Sir, I have 2 slides. Yes. Shall I?
Please go ahead. Yes, please share. Please share.
Thank you. Actually, sir, the first problem regarding temperature it was. So Indian design shall be there for openable polyhouse, because partially openable will also work in many of the areas where sunshine is available in plenty. Second, regarding humidity, some water absorbing materials could be used at optimum place and in optimum quantity to absorb water from the air. Some chemical materials like silica gel, calcium lumps, etc. can be used, and organic material like charcoal shall be used, or activated charcoal. Regarding design, considering all loads of different agroclimatic zones, software shall be developed to give the final design. Then climate control can also be added in that. But for structure design, that can be done. And one engineering college from Mumbai is there. We are doing on that. Actually, for copyright, they are applying now. Then regarding air circulation, it should be different in the different areas, because National Horticulture Board recommends 10% ventilation area to that of the floor area of polyhouse, while ASAE recommends 15 to 20% ventilation area. So in India, it shall be defined as per the different climatic zones. Regarding plastic sheets, engineer Rajiv Rao is there from IIT Kharagpur and owner of Agri Plastic Technology. He should be consulted, because due to summer and winter seasons, the plastic sheet gets expanded, contracted, and then shearing may happen in that. Regarding pollination and soil health, we can say that soil solarization can be done by opening.
We'll come back to that afterwards. Only structure we are talking. Okay, we'll come back. Pollination issue, we'll come back. Okay, now, okay, thank you. I think my suggestion is what. Can you please stop sharing?
Yes.
One of the suggestion which Dr. Sandeep told is, he told a point, you have to contact that person. This we have to remove if possible, because every farmer I cannot go and tell some farmer, you contact that particular person for this information, because this is not very complex information about sheet available, what is that. And I think this is the local universities or somebody who some system must come. I'm not telling anyone, I think must be there that we can share this information. We know this is happening. We know this problem can exist. We have to find a solution for it. Next person on structure, want to talk, please? Anybody?
Actually, sir, they are making aluminum net also, which reduces the temperature.
Very good. Very good.
Manufacturing there.
Very good. So we have to compile all this information probably and put for Professor Mayande, please.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to share actually what is happening on the ground as far as structure is concerned. Most of the structures that are erected last decade or couple of decades or so are under the subsidy scheme. I'm not talking about the commercial poly houses or shed net houses. I'm talking about the small which are distributed to the farmers. What happens there? Nobody designs actually based on the location. What is the location climate parameters? What is the wind speed, peak wind speed? What is the peak rainfall? What is the ambient temperature variation at that location? What is the type of soil? This is not being designed. There is a standard recommended 500 square meter poly house, and then same structure everywhere is replicated. And again, when it is distributed under subsidy scheme, there is a huge compromise on the structural design as well as structural material. There is huge compromise on the material. As a result, we did survey at PDKV in that region where the poly house was erected, and survey indicated our team of structural department gone, agriculture engineering department of structures, farm structures, they said that almost 70 or 80% of the structures erected under the subsidy schemes have been washed away, and they did not get even insurance cover for that. So as a result, the money has gone west and nobody has re-established that again. So 20% that were retained is by luck because they survived the heavy wind or they managed to did do some repairs on their own, etc. So I think this is fate of affair. So there is no quality check as under the subsidy scheme. It's only a scheme targeted that you have to erect 100 or 200 poly houses. So much fund is allocated. Department select the farmer on the basis of some criteria, and they are erected by some contractor who is not probably interested in designing location-specific model. So same structure everywhere. I think that was fate.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there were a couple of success stories. Even in there, some ladies group has maintained very well the structure in spite of they lost with the wind. They again re-erected on their own and made a profit. So there are some struggles there, but this was experience sharing from my side actually as far as structure is concerned. Mr. Hemant Mehta mentioned about the Talegaon, where he started. It is very close by to Pune. I think that was a floriculture hub Maharashtra government initiated, and it was very, very promising actually at that time. Many people got attracted and shared about 2 acres land and poly houses erected. Everything was subsidized. But I think right now, I think it is only a land available. There is no poly house available, and the land is being used as a real estate now. They are converting into real estate gradually. They got very cheaply from government on almost free of cost, and now it's a real estate business there. No poly house at all. So 200, 300 acre estate. Okay. So there's some of the stories. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. We'll come to the next. Anybody has on the structures issues or any suggestions to which is workable?
Yeah.
Please,
yeah, Dr. Sayyad K.N. Tiwari.
Yeah, K.N. Tiwari, please. K.N. Tiwari, please come back.
Yeah. Actually, when we are talking of structure,
yeah, just K.N. Tiwari, can you hold for a while? Dr. K.N. Tiwari, can you hold for a while? Yeah, Dr. K.N. Tiwari.
Yeah.
Just hold on for a while.
Yeah.
Dr. Srinivas Reddy want to talk. Srinivas, sir, please.
Sir, actually, Dr. Ismail, I have seen several structures coming in around Hyderabad. The problem here is actually all these schemes with the subsidy are implemented through Department of Horticulture. The problem here is, whoever is implementing, first he should know whether that fellow supplying material is of as per the requirement of the greenhouse suiting to our climate or not, and the specifications of that, and wind direction, how much wind is there actually. These horticulture officers probably they don't have any idea of such a structural stability and all this analysis and everything.
Agreed. But also
That is a big problem actually, because they are the people who certify that unit has been established successfully just to draw the subsidy. This is a major problem in everywhere actually.
Yeah. Thank you.
Because technical manpower availability to really look into the structural design and all these technical aspects is necessary actually in the horticulture department.
Thank you. I took your point, because it's already discussed. That was the reason why we told engineers must get involved. Dr. Gajan Singh was first opening only. He told engineers must get involved, and horticulture is doing good. I think I'm not against, because they're doing better than we never put nose into it.
Yeah.
Just now, our problem is Dr. Kumar in US. He was talking just before they started. He told in US everybody works together. Agronomists, everybody join together. Why we have here separation and agriculture engineering again separation? This is another issue. Now I'll not touch very long this topic. We'll come to the next one. We'll conclude. End of that we'll have discussion. There I want to tell about all our education. Why I joined agriculture engineering. Every one of you, why you select agriculture engineering or agriculture profession, we'll talk about it. That is a core problem for the country. That will come back afterwards. It's not related right now. The point is taken. I would like to ask, if structure is no more point, I think probably I will ask. Yeah, please. Dr. Brahma Singh, sorry, two are there. Tiwari told, but Dr. Brahma Singh, please.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, everybody. I'm very happy to be with you here and enjoying the criticism A to Z, as if protective cultivation has no place in the country. Good. Criticism will give the solution to that. But there are some plus points are also in protected cultivation. There are success stories also, and number of success stories. And protected cultivation is going on very well. The progress is a fantastic one. Anyway, but the problem what you are discussing is right, that it is not a climate or region specific. But who should work on that? Who should give the structures? Who should give the quality of the material to be used? Who has to design that? Whether somebody should do it. And whatever has been done, whatever the resources were available, even I think the engineers and others were involved when certain parameters were worked out to execute the subsidy. Subsidy can't be given just like that for the structure. There is a approved one from the government side involving all sort of experts. But unfortunately, it has to be generalized for the entire country, which should not have been done. It has to be a localized one for each agroclimatic zone. As I give you the example, I'm involved in a Ladakh Development Council, and we are doing protected cultivation there successfully. The Ladakh is surviving because of the protected cultivation, and we have become surplus in vegetable production because of the protected cultivation. And with these structures also, which are being criticized over here, we also face the problem, all sort of a problem. We face the problem of low temperature, which is very acute. But despite all that, progress is there. And now there is a design of a polyhouse, or you can say greenhouse, specific to the Ladakh conditions only. And UT Ladakh is going to execute that. You know, the project cost 430 crores with the specific design. That design is not applicable for the rest of the country. It is specific to Ladakh. It may work somewhere where the identical climatic conditions or the other things are there, just like in Himachal Pradesh or the Lahaul Spiti and other things. But it is specific. So it has to be, what I want to emphasize, the structure material, whatever the cladding material you are talking about, is not only the cladding material, is the material inside also, which is important. And you are talking about the vertical farming. That vertical farming is all structure based, all engineering based, all sensor based, everything is there. Yes. And somebody, my good friend, was talking about the turmeric cultivation. Yes, you are growing turmeric in the soil, You see your friend in Coimbatore, neoponics.
Yes.
Kindly
Yes.
Google neoponic and see that in aeroponic how the turmeric cultivation is being done profitably. The profit is I don't know what it is, but it's profitable one.
Okay.
And all shade-loving things in that structure can work. Not every crop, as my friend was telling, that it can be done there. So for every crop, rather for every variety, you have to do some modification inside,
Yes.
besides having a general structure. So general thing, a specific thing, it is required. Criticism is very easy. But whatever is happening to add to it, to bring it to the fruitful things, I think that will be much more beneficial.
Thank you. Dr. Brahma Singh. Thank you, Dr. Brahma Singh. Actually, the intention is not to criticize anyone. Intention is to give a solution to the farmers who are using now a sample of 3-4 farmers who we know approached us.
And sir, farmer also of 2 categories, non-farming and farming one. Farming ones are benefited, non-farming ones are not, because they never wanted to have this, they wanted to utilize the subsidy only. So that is why those poly houses are lying like that.
Okay, Dr. Brahma Singh, I think the issue here is those who want to do cultivation, those who have spent 2-3 crores already, we are talking about those topics. I think I have sent the whole topics to you. So I think this is a topic when we discuss now, this will not no conclusion. We are all supporting vertical. We told we want to have urban agriculture. We want to promote that, but we are trying to fix the small problem.
I'm sorry to say that whether we promote or not, on its own is coming up. The private sector is taking over, doing very well. I salute them.
Thank you. I'm also private sector and many people here.
Good,
okay,
good.
we'll come to the second topic. I'm private sector, sir. Dr. Brahma Singh, I'm only employer from the time I graduated. I never took a salary from anyone. I'm employer even now. But anyway, irrespective of this, we'll come back to the next topic.
Dr.
Yes.
Dr. K.N. Tiwari wanted to say something.
Yeah. Sorry. K.N. Tiwari, please. Please limit only to structure. We'll have time to talk about rest of things afterwards. Please limit to structure.
Actually, Dr. Syed, I wanted to tell here, actually structures which are made, it is uniform all throughout, and the purpose of making these structures are not very clearly stated that which crop to be grown. Sometimes in these structures which are used, these are only used for, simply germination or seedling material, preparation of seedling, seedling material. That should not be there. So what I am telling, there is no specific standard design structure which has been made based on the wind condition. There are 6 wind zones available in the country. Accordingly, this should be designed. We are trying here best. Actually, we have done some work here at IIT Kharagpur. We have come out with the design specifications for this. So I would like to add here, and then BIS also. We should actually, as an agricultural engineer, we should create one group which should, influence because as such, whatever IS 875, which has been given, part 1, part 2, part 3, which are for normal structures, not for greenhouse structures. So what is the material? What should be the thickness of it? That should be brought. So this should be noted. This is what I wanted to add in this particular thing from the structural point of view.
Thank you. Structural point of view, I think we learned there is Dr. Indramani, please.
Just one thing I wanted, because what Dr. Tiwari said and all are saying, because Professor Gajendra Singh always expressed his concern that on structures we have not been doing much. So after this all discussion, and as Dr. Tiwari suggested, can we form a team taking from different institutions who are working on greenhouses and really come out because posing problem is one, looking for some solution is another one. As Dr. Brahma Singh said that, okay, it is your job. It is true that it is our job. Some Professor Gajendra Singh said that there is some in IIT Kharagpur, IIT Delhi.
Dr. Indramani, we'll come back to that discussion afterwards because we get diverted.
You can make a team on the structure aspect, which is very, very important.
Okay.
Please, thank you.
Thank you. The idea is actually to have the discussion happening. For example, structure, why these farmers come or have problems. I hear it for 4 years, not today. These 4 years I'm listening this problem because there's no extension. There's nobody goes to the Coimbatore or one farmer has done something for whatever reason. But then the subsidy is the issue. Another people who are working over there, they have no way of learning this. They cannot go to the site and search. So we need extension. We'll come back to that. I will switch to the next topic because we are already half the time very hot. We come to pollination is another issue. This was discussed by a lot of people. And I think pollination, let me put that, pollination is one issue. Second issue we'll cover is weather. Climate control is another issue. Like you told, you can open it up, ventilation required. Like Dr. Pritam Chandra says, every 2 minutes you need a circulation to be there in certain areas, certain climatic conditions. Because India is a very vast country. I mean, we cannot say that, like you told, I told you, Himachal is work. I know Murtaza Hassan told me last year itself, Himachal, there's a huge farm working. And he told me in Calicut, there's one farm working. I had a big fight with him to find out. I'm trying to find out who will give. Actually, I told, I'm looking for a system, humidifier system, who can give me 50,000 rupees, 40,000 rupees, whatever small area. So this was the topic we had. So I think we'll come back to that. Now I'll put this topic on pollination. What is your suggestion? One is net house is discussed, open it, and then pollination will happen. Second one is the humble bees is one suggestion. Anybody who faced the problem, farmer also can talk now, or the expert also can talk. Please. Yes. Some admin, somebody is, I don't know who is that. Okay. Anybody want to talk?
Is it audible, sir?
Yeah, who is that? Admin written there?
Yeah, sir. This is Sangu from industry, sir.
Your name, please?
Yeah, my name is Sangu from industry.
Sangu. Okay, fine. Go ahead.
I think today topic is polyhouse, no? For agri.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, polyhouse. For this, is subsidies applicable? Is there any limitation?
No, this is not about
construction.
No, we are not talking about subsidy. Right now, we are talking about pollination issue. I think we'll end of it. Yeah, we'll end of it. We'll brief you what you require. Sorry.
Okay. Not on polyhouse, sir. Pollination.
No, this is about polyhouse only on pollination.
He doesn't understand pollination.
We'll come back to that afterwards.
You make him understand what is pollination.
Yeah, you will come back. We'll come back to other people first because I don't know how serious he is in the business. I'll come back to other experts. Anybody want to say about pollination? Anybody, farmer, want to say, or anybody?
Anybody is Brahm Singh.
Yeah, of course. Dr. Brahm Singh, please.
See, pollination, sir, we are making a lot of sound about that. Pollination, to me, based on my experience, is not a very big issue. We are having crops like cucumber, which is parthenocarpic, means the seedless one, where pollination is not a requirement at all. And this is one of the major crop we are having in polyhouses. The tomato is categorized as self-pollinated crop, but there are experience that if we do the pollination, additional pollination, we get a good profit out of it. And so is the case with the capsicum. Capsicum is another important crop which is grown on large scale under polyhouse or protected cultivation. There also pollination problem is not that much, but if it is supplemented, we get a good crop. But for the supplementation, just a minute, sir.
Dr. Brahma Singh, we are talking about the problems people are having with pollination. People are shaking the crop. I sent you the document also. So what is the solution if people grow different crops?
Sir, I'm coming to the solution. Yes, I'm coming to the solution if you allow me. See, some farm, outside farm, is trying to push. They are trying their level best to bring the bumblebees to the country. When I raised the question in some platform, India has got the bumblebee, why we should not multiply our own bumblebees and do it? They had no answer to that. Anyway, that is a different issue. But sir, you engineers kindly do develop electronic bee for the pollination. Electronic bee, which is very easy to do that. And another easy thing is just collect the pollination and just have a spray of the pollination. The pollen can be stored for, I think, for any period in cold store. That is what the pollination problem can be solved.
Thank you.
So rest you can discuss.
Okay. Thank you. Another question is we come back. I think probably we'll come back to the important point. I think fertigation systems already people have no questions actually, to my knowledge. If some farmer has a question, you tell me, I will put. Otherwise, we'll bypass the fertigation. We already know humidity control is a problem, and one is circulation is required. This also we know it. If you want to discuss only, we'll discuss. Otherwise, we go to the most important factor, of we are running, people are coming to me to ask the polyhouse for making money, not for charity. So they want to run a business out of it. So they want to spend 1 crore, 2 crore today. They want to see how much I'm going to get out of it. And if I grow only one crop, like somebody talked in the beginning about, I think if it's ready, probably, he talked about tomatoes, the price. Okay. Now we know the pricing, how the pricing falls down for even for, let us say, onion also in the field crops and tomato, for example, crop. Let us come to the, if you allow me, we'll come back to the marketing. A lot of people raise the question of marketing. Ajit Singh raised the hands very first. I will give Ajit Singh to talk on marketing issues for a farmer. You are a farmer doing big, I know, in near Mumbai only. Please, Ajit Singh.
Good evening, everyone, and good morning, whosoever is on Indian time zone. And the only thing I wanted to raise this, I had a question about pollination, which is, can I do intercropping with, there are certain cucumber varieties which don't need pollination. And what I'm trying this particular season, this particular crop, which I sowed in last month, July 31st, I sowed, that I have used the Desi variety of cucumber with existing Syngenta kafka. That was my. So I am asking this first question: will it help me, or am I doing a exercise which is not going to help me in production?
Dr. Brahma Singh.
Sir, if I make the thing very clear, it's not the question of having the pollen. It is the question of having a carrier from male plant to the female plant. So you can have a variety of cucumber where you have got the male part or the pollen available, but who will carry it to the female flower?
So
the
those bees are
of the carrier, the barrier, the bees generally we call the pollinator. So either you have to do it manually, or you have to do what I have told about the spray the pollen in the entire polyhouse. That will do it intermittently. You can do it; it will serve the purpose. Manually you have to do it.
So in 1 acre, Dr. Saab, in 1 acre I have put in 6 beehives.
Oh, that will do more than
that
required.
Will do.
More than required.
Fair
sir.
enough. Fair enough.
But they won't survive it long. You have to expose them. Those beehive to have some nectar from somewhere also.
That's true. That's true.
Because only the cucumber nectar won't keep them okay. Or you have to feed them with sugar, etc., so that they survive.
No, we have given them access to a fruit orchard.
Oh, that's right. Good.
So let's see, because I'm trying to do 70 tons per acre.
Then you can achieve it. See, if somebody wants to have it, there is a technology available. There's no dearth of technology in this country.
Right.
But the only thing, the sincerity, not that generalizing the things. Those who are interested, they are making money. In Rajasthan, somebody, Pemaram, Samara, I don't know, somebody making crores. You see the Google, you see the success stories. They are not false.
So,
and some mini Israel has come up in Rajasthan. Success story. I'm sorry, due regard to the person who said in Talegaon, nothing is available. To my knowledge, I have visited only 2 years back. There are a number of greenhouses, and these greenhouses not only producing the floriculture thing, they are exporting the flowers and the ornamental plants to other countries in large amount. And I'm really shocked to know that in Talegaon there is no polyhouse.
Sir, I
have visited personally.
Sir,
do you have any? I don't know. I'm new to this newbie. Do you have any records of export records or in revenue records of how much production happened from protected cultivation in India?
Sir, protected cultivation, nobody is keeping a separate record, but total you can have from APIDA. That how much export is there, but how much has gone from protected cultivation?
That is very less. India
because
very
there
less
is no system to record it.
We have to do that probably.
Yes,
that data is required because this is an investment, and
there is no doubt.
I am one farmer who is doing it without any subsidy, so I have taken it as a business challenge.
Are you not happy?
Very happy, sir.
See?
You said Nemaram of Rajasthan is doing 1 crore.
Dr. Brahma Singh, he is the guy who wanted this type of meeting with everyone. You know now why I called all of you, disturb all the experts here.
No, he wants to
because-
accept all good things and apply it. It's good.
So-
It's good.
Absolutely,
One should do that.
absolutely. That is our
What
objective.
for we are? Our knowledge is
Absolutely.
only for that.
And
Thank you.
Brahma
No, I'm not
Brahma
practicing, but
Brahma Singh,
I have to
अजय
be
जो
some-
है आपका चेला
ऐसे-
पंतनगर का ही है।
हाँ जी।
ये अजय आपका ही चेला पंतनगर से ही है, आपकी तरफ प्रैक्टिकल है।
Oh, ठीक है साहब, अजय साहब, welcome.
नहीं,
And only thing I can request you use me. That's all.
I will, sir. I will every time. Now about what Dr. Ismail said about marketing. What we have learned, like this is only, I would say, this is eight months of learning from me. So the market linkage for any product
That's right.
has to be, right from cotton to soybean to any XYZ. And especially when we enter into this polyhouse business, in my 22.5 acres, I started with 2 acres of polyhouse. Then suddenly I saw, why to polyhouse? Why don't for shade net? That reduced my cost.
Yes.
And further down, even at the shade net, why on a structure? Why not on a wire?
Right.
I further brought it down.
Through experience you learn.
Yeah. So I brought down this cost of my structure from about 46 lakhs to today I'm paying 11 lakhs for an acre.
That's right.
And-
sir. In the country, entire nursery industry, ornamental
run-
nurseries,
it runs
they
on
are
that.
using shade net. This is a protected cultivation.
Absolutely.
And there is no standard design for that. They are making their own design as per their requirement. The climatic requirement, they do it.
And
it's
particularly,
a big success.
and because of the only thing is you have to see that percentage of light available to the plants
That's right.
using 35%, 50%, 60%, whatever.
Yes,
That's-
sir.
and the
Those
color
shade
of
nets are available for different light. different
shade
types.
nets and the
Yes,
color
yes.
is available.
Oh yes.
you-
Now
you can-
farmers know it. Right.
So luckily I came late in this business. I learned from you and then I jumped in. The market linkage.
No, it
please
is
understand.
quite paying. I tell you, if it is taken seriously. And after a training.
I'm coming to Ladakh, sir. I was in Ladakh for 2 years and just
You let
came
me
to-
know. I don't go because my age doesn't permit.
Okay.
I attend the meeting of that development board virtually only.
So you are in Delhi.
I'm Delhi based.
So I'll be coming. I'll be coming and touching your feet.
Welcome.
So the market linkage can only be developed, which again coming by experience.
That's right. With the permission of Sayyid Ismail sir, I want to say about this marketing. You can have a discussion as long as
No
you
problem.
want, but
Please
you
go
want to
ahead.
get a
Please.
solution.
No, it's not my
I tell you, one
Yeah.
should look first the market, then produce. If you produce and look for market, you have to depend on your luck.
Never.
Luck. So the mantra is first, whatever business you are taking, whether agriculture or something else, first look for the market.
There has to be a consumer. There has to be a consumer.
You have to look for market first, then go for it. But if you going the other way around, God bless. That's all.
Horticulture, it will never help.
It
It will
won't.
never help.
It won't.
Horticulture has to be market based. It has to be
It
consumer
won't.
first.
Sir, this your urban agriculture is going only on that. The urban farm will collect the demand well in advance, 1 year in advance, and do the production and supply it. It will reach them. If it is not there in their farm, they will purchase from somewhere nearby farm and supply it because it's a commitment. So
And-
that way it will go marketing. Otherwise, it will never improve, sir. It will never improve.
And to support Dr. Brahma Singh about Talegaon, I visited last Friday and I posted the picture in the group.
Yes.
And I
Okay.
met 80 people who are doing some or other kind of floriculture, nursery, whatever this thing. Because structures have
Thank you.
been-
You supported my statement.
No,
Because
I've been-
I visited there.
practically I'm telling you because I drove all the way from here and spent 2 days there to learn because I had a small problem with my cucumber. It was getting downy mildew and I was unable to solve it. So I went there and because there are experts there who are doing it for 20 years, 25 years. I met Mr.
And do you know, there is something known as a Greenhouse Association of India. And the
No, sir.
president is from Talegaon only. I'm forgetting his name. President
Govind-
is from Talegaon only.
Govind Gadekar.
No, I don't remember. This Green Plus fellow is, I think, vice president. So it's not that this your greenhouse and the protected cultivation is not progressive. It is going to take over, sir. It will be the
Because sir, Talegaon was a floriculture hub.
yes,
Floriculture had a hit of local level market. All the flowers which
now
were
export,
made for
now export.
So only thing which was allowed to be exported, they are keeping them over, over the level of.
Sir, plants are being exported.
Mm.
Nursery, on the
whole
Christmas
nursery.
occasion, I went there, and that Christmas, the red one, what you call that, it was being exported.
So there are only two things I would say, and then
okay. I think we have
listen more.
Right.
So the only thing, as Dr. Syed said and Dr. Singh said, that first the market, then the product, then the product. This is one. Second, if you are going for any single crop, say I have decided after doing capsicum and tomatoes and everything, I have decided that I'll go big on cucumber. I'll become the cucumber king of India. Like Colonel Deswal, he has become carrot king of India.
Yes.
I'll become cucumber king of India.
That should be the attitude.
So then I decided to promote the same what I am producing through my fellow farmers, 25. Today I have got 150 friends in and around, Palghar, Wada, this thing, Talegaon, in Nashik, who will do what I do. I'll take care of their farm gate sales.
That's right.
So even if we get 8 rupees at the farm gate, they have to only, their competency is production. So you produce 900 tons, I will sell at this rate. You take it in your books. So in a year,
they will do it because the market is
market is 8 rupees.
Sure.
So they have to
And
calculate.
rather, I think you will be advancing the money also in advance.
No,
also.
I'm not, sir.
I'm not. That's also there.
That is not my competency. That is not my competency. My competency is, okay, you do this. I will take this material at this. I mean, it is not contract farming. It is not that. If they believe on me, they will. So it's a 90-day risk for them. 90 to 110 days risk for them. If I do fulfill my promise under 10 days, they will be my friends. Otherwise, they are the biggest enemies in the world.
Okay. We'll have somebody else who want to talk. Anybody else? Dr. Indramani, you are, please.
Indramani, sir.
Indramani,
it's
please
a good discussion. I'm listening. Actually, I'm noting the points.
No, you got. I stopped you in between. I told you you will get everybody will get a chance to. That's what we are meeting actually, to talk with each other. Please.
My submission is that all the points which you have raised, and Dr. Brahma Singh has raised, that this problem which we discussed earlier, that failure of greenhouses, mostly in this part of India, in Haryana, Punjab, and here. And it is very true that because those people who are not having business acumen and business attitude, they are failing. Once you have business acumen and business attitude, that we have to inculcate among the growers and just subsidy takers, we have to differentiate. So that is the major problem. One group is subsidy taker, another is age really who is taking as an entrepreneur. Let us do that, and it should be very clear. And then, as I suggested, and Professor Singh always say, there should be a strong group, sir, from IIT and IIT Delhi, IRI, and other places. Let us join hand and work out a booklet kind of thing, that these designs are suitable for this. But in beginning, Dr. Chandra did from IRI, and now that needs to be improvised. And today he is not here. And on behalf of him, I soldier this responsibility to take lead with my colleague Dr. Murtaza, because IRI has 25 hectare area earmarked for only protected cultivation. So, and now we can take other people also, including the one group which started our system, that is Israel group. If some international help also we can take and come out with specific designs crop wise, region wise, and all those variations should be included. I think that will be the very good contribution of this group. I stop here.
Okay. Dr. Gajendra Singh?
Thank you, Syed. I agree with Indramani. Best is what Dr. Brahm Singh told, the structure which is successful for Ladakh and similar agroclimatic zones. We should identify all these successful designs, okay, and make them available, define the agroclimatic parameters clearly and what are the crops which are successful, and all the material specifications which have been successful. So the farmers at least can be advised that for your area, this is what you need to do. And wherever we do not have it, I think we need to work on those. Yes. Thank you.
That is excellent. Anybody else? Jitendra, Srivastav, anybody? Anybody want to come in?
Yeah.
Say a few words? Ramesh, responding?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ramesh, please.
I think it will be useful if you learn from US. See, there are many successful vertical farms in US, but at the same time, there are hundreds which are going bankrupt. And there are 2-3 problems there. Number one is very limited choice of crops. That is, you have only leafy vegetables and herbs and nothing else. So therefore, the problem is that the viability. So unless you really, and you gave a very good message that first market and then production. So even the limits and the type of crops you grow there, you have to look at the market, number one. Then we did not talk about, second point, we did not talk about the cost. You see, the lighting, the power costs are very high. Nobody talked on India, what is in successful farms, what is the cost in whether the cost is an issue. In US, lot of vertical farms have gone bankrupt because they can't really handle the cost of power, it's very huge, and labor cost. I think probably India labor cost is not an issue, but power cost could be an issue. So you may want to think about what are the costs involved in this protected agriculture and where there is a chance of economy and how do you make those structures more efficient cost-wise. That is one. Cost-wise is one. And secondly, linkage to market. You see, the problem with a lot of houses are in rural areas and they cannot link it to urban markets. The environmentally friendly or the food safety standards are very important. And if the market is linked to like 5-star hotels or high income families, etc., which can buy food products which take care of food safety, I think that marketing advantage has to be taken care of. And finally, I did not hear, I mean, you are the technical experts. I did not hear about artificial lighting. I mean, the whole vertical farming is based upon artificial lighting and not necessarily sunlight. I know India has a great benefit of having good sunlight, but what about supplementing that? People talked about there's not enough light during monsoon, particularly in Konkan areas or high rainfall areas. So there is no discussion on artificial lighting in this discussion. So please, somebody can comment on it. I think
Dr. Ramesh, we already had it. In the earlier sessions, we had on the lighting already.
Oh, I see.
So I saw Ramachandran has a question, and I don't see now. Ramachandran, you're still there? Yeah.
Good evening, sir. This is Koteshwar Rao speaking.
Yeah, Ramachandran. First Ramachandran. Then I'll give you. First Ramachandran. Yeah.
Good evening to all the experts. Thanks, Syed, for the connecting this. See, basically, the polyhouse, though all the points, whatever you browse to, is from my replies and my point of view, I'm not making loss. I'm still making profit. But only thing is how I can have variety of crops instead of one vegetable. Can I move to other vegetables? And how to control, which is our relative humidity and the temperature, which is a major issues. Okay, we are trying so many things like a fogger, mist foggers, and now we have tried the humidifier, all that. So I posted this whether I get a solution from my experts, the various fields like solar, like humidifier, through the gentle air, whether that sort out the pollination, whether the air comes from the humidifier, the gentle air comes from the humidifier, can it activate the pollination? So these type of questions I want, so that my profitability and my other technical things will improve. It's not that I'm losing a polyhouse or anything. We are comfortable, but only the comfort is not the level what from the polyhouse or from the protected cultivation, the time and the money we spend, it's not that enough. We have to improve that level. Okay. So like Mr. Hemant Mehta said, the problems are common. Whatever he mentioned, the problems are common. And like Dr. Brahma Singh said, everyone is looking for a profitability, every one of us. And most of the times, any industry is not in agriculture alone, even in other industries. I'm in the software side also. So we need to work for ourselves. One thing is, I have posted this, whether I can get the solutions from the experts so that it can be adopted fast. That's my thing. So I'm more requirement is on a what do you call solar and the vertical thing Mr. Hemant was mentioning. He can have in 35 40 lakhs. He can have a 4-store level.
I will correct him with you. There is no problem at all. Absolutely.
And then some experts in the agronomy side or somebody is already done, whether the humidifier air which blows the mild air comes from the humidifier, whether it improves the thing. One is Ajay Singh was mentioned, the bees and other things. We find it a little difficult. We didn't first we don't get here the bubble bees. We are just trying, but whether any other methods it can be improved. So these are my requests. Thanks, Syed.
Thank you. Now another question, because 3 people have raised hands at the same time. I will ask.
I think Jitendra ji.
Just a second. I think first is I will give Gulapalli Sujata. Kodisar Rao. Yeah,
Sir,
please,
good evening,
please.
sir. Because I heard you are asking about vertical farming, which is coming up in my district in Andhra Pradesh, Ongole. So a gentleman is setting up vertical farming. What I heard is it's costing about more than 1 crore. I will give all the details. It is not at finished. It is on the construction side. I will share with the details.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Next is Dr. Caroline, please.
Yeah, sir, this is my not question. I just want to give input to Mr. Hemant Mehta regarding his issues on grow backs and what is the size and what are the crops. I'm from IIHR Bangalore, and our horticulture scientists, they have worked on they have optimized the grow bag size and the crops, and they conduct a regular training program these days online too. So he can visit our IIH website and he can undergo a small kind of training, which will give an idea what would be the grow bag size and the soil media and the horticulture aspects. That's what I want to say.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much. I would ask next Jitendra Srivastava, please. Come.
First again, thank you very much. I think everyone has said very well. A lot of good technical information, and I would say I'm glad to hear that.
Your voice is a bit low. Can you put the mic closer, please?
Sorry. Yeah.
Can you come closer?
Can you hear me?
A little bit low still. Okay. Try and speak.
Muted, I believe. Can you hear me now?
Yes, better.
Okay, I just wanted to thank everyone and lot of good information, and one thing is appearing.
We cannot hear.
That is not audible. Jitendra Srivastava. Your words are very important.
Yes. In the few seconds, he's picked up. Okay. No, you're not audible. Your mic is not working.
Yeah, I think he has to. Yeah.
He can hear. He can hear. He can hear actually. He's-
One way, one way.
You cannot hear me. Okay.
Now I can hear. Now, no. Now we can hear. I can hear you. Speak louder.
Come closer to mic.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Hey, just wait a second.
2 or 3 small points. I think that good technical knowledge is in the country. This area of controlled environment agriculture is moving thanks to everyone who took. And I'm very closely in touch with the director of the Aero Farms, and we talk very often. They do want to collaborate with India, but there are problems that I can talk later. 2 points I would like to consider. I would like, what I am gathering the information, that these kinds of controlled environment agriculture is closer to the cities. The hubs are closer to the city where there is a market. The other information I am getting is that when we use the word farmer in India, people have all kind of notions about the poor farmer, small farmer, rural, remote farmer, and therefore subsidy is the answer to do it.
No.
And I would urge, and I hear you, Dr. Ismail and Indramani and everybody and Dr. Gajendra Singh, that is not. So may I suggest that nothing wrong with the specialized farmers, those who will produce and make, because we need all the flowers bloom. But if we talk about the poor farmer, then the government money will go to those who will just get the subsidy and forget about it. And this is what I have seen in many other countries. The other point I would say that advantage I'm seeing here is based on the agronomy, engineering, as well as the location specificity that you all talked about. It will be very good to identify which crops and how they will be grown. These are specialized. That's the message I am getting. And the last request is, even if I remember in the days of 60s in Delhi and Pantanagar, we started, the universities had to do a lot of extension. The technical people went to the farmers for on-farm demonstrations. Who is the group which is now taking in India and has some kind of accountability to increase this because it is necessary? Is it the horticulture department? Is it agriculture? Forget about agriculture universities, they don't have the money for anything. So my request is, if it is horticulture, instead of only giving money, are we creating a group of first-class trained extension people, a private sector whose job is to provide the needed information to support this? Let's think about it. Who is doing what? What is the missing link to support it? Because technology is important. Government needs it. We all.
We lost you. We lost you again. We lost you again.
You hear me now?
Yes, now better.
So all I'm requesting, one time we all also talk, what are the priority missing link to promote controlled environment agriculture to meet the coming needs? That's my request.
Thank you. Thank you. Every time Dr. Jitendra Srivastava comes with points that you cannot argue with him, or excellent suggestions rather. I think this time also he made 3. I think those were not heard properly. The last one is he's talking about extension. of collecting the information from the, he recalls at 60s, how the universities went to the farmers and explained. And the beginning also, I told the similar problem, like the farmers don't have access. For example, a farmer cannot easily have access to Dr. Murtaza Hasan and ask him how to do it, or to even Brahma Singh. It's very difficult. So we have to make like what Dr. Gajendra Singh told and as Indramani told, we have to create some system. That is objective actually. So the information flow is free and easy and truthful information, what they can get it easily. Because like many people told, in the net, it's not available all the information. I think we should attempt the educated group what we can do. I hear a hand again raised on Ajay. Please, Ajay, you can have a few seconds.
One small thing, Dr.
Please,
and
please go ahead. Go ahead.
I would urge, instead of going everywhere, it will be very good if we can identify certain hubs, certain areas where this expands and do a good job, focus there, and then the message will go everywhere. You cannot
Absolutely.
at one stage go everywhere.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think one of the ideas we start urban farming near, like Gajendra Singh first told, is near the main cities, not in the city, close to the cities. The consumption is maximum. For example, Mumbai it's a very famous. So a lot of people are in Mumbai. We are also seeing now. I think trying to work. Ajit also here. So if you succeed in Mumbai nearby area, there are a lot of places also available in nearby Mumbai area. Consumption is maximum. Yeah, and I think farmers, I think one of the idea, I think Hemant told first also, we have to have such a experience that farmers can come and see and ask for the cost. Who will supply, what cost, each one. Must be available options. This person, this person, this person. So he comes and selects and goes. I think next week we are going to have interesting about Nasik, how the grape farmers do. They do exactly like this, what I'm trying to tell right now. I think we should try to do it. That's the idea. Ajay, you have 2 minutes.
2 minutes, sir. The only thing is
why I told 2 minutes, Ajay. We are all Pantnagar guys.
Yeah,
okay. I'm telling you, all of you are Pantnagar guys. I am fighting one guy. Okay, please go ahead. Just joke.
1 minute, sir. The only thing.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You are trained by a Pantnagar guy, so how can you?
I we are all are Pantnagar. You see, I think everybody is Pantnagar here almost.
So
I think I have to really praise them, thank them for what they have done for the country, doing for the country. Yeah, please go ahead, Ajay.
Yeah, the one thing which is very clear as the business model, the production has to be near the consumption centers. This is one. So it has to be within 2 to 3 hours of consumption centers. So all the, say, if I take India can be divided into only 8 parts, and then again, as we are dividing it by, seismic zones and wind speed zones, and but consumption is, say, 8 parts. Number 1. Number 2, what I have learned again, I'm very, very young in this business, but I have taken a lot from our seniors. The only thing which take us to next level, as we have to declare and fight for declaring agriculture, horticulture as an industry. I got myself registered as an SMME yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah. So this has to be an industry. No support on subsidy side, no support on MSP side. Let the market force decide on the product, what you are producing.
Absolutely.
So if my 80 tons can be consumed in Mumbai, I will be making money. If my 80 tons can't be consumed in Mumbai, then I have to look for another, option, another place to sell. I'll go to Pune, I'll go to Vapi, I'll go to Surat. I can sell anywhere. Today, I can sell anywhere if I want to.
Yes. Okay.
As a farmer, as an aggregator, as a leader in my area, what I have seen, unless I have a truck load, I'll not be making any profit. Rest, my input cost I have reduced from 9 rupees to 3 rupees. My output cost. The only thing is logistics, which is going to, how to reach that bechara chap who is under 1 acre.
That will come back. We'll come back.
Yeah.
Slowly. We start now, we'll come back. Because everything cannot be done one day. At least we have succeeded, I think, bringing all people together and with a common objective. We all have the same objective. That is a very great thing we have done. If any real big questions are not there, I will ask Dr. Gajendra Singh to say a few words.
Sir, I wanted to add one sentence to that.
Please, Brahma.
Ajay has rightly said, Bechara, less than 1 acre. For him, the technology is there, low tunnel, affordable. If he can use low tunnel coupled with mulching, I think he had it. He will have I think 25% more return. So for him also, we have got something in kitty.
Excellent.
Not that controlled environment and all sort of a thing.
No, not required. I'm happy. Dr. Brahma Singh, your commission I will take from him for all the advice. And I just, Ramesh.
One very quick point, Sayedji. You know, you say we will do it, we will do it. Who is going to do it? You see, but then we need some pathway there. Let us take up these issues with concerned governments. You know, tell them that this is what we should. I mean, you have to see because many webinars end up saying we will do this, but there is no further pathway.
No.
I think we should think about it. That's right.
Agree. I will tell you, I have to answer this because I told you several times. It's not one webinar. We have a series now. We are actually, the question is government going and doing. We are the government. I feel that way because we don't want subsidy from government. We have a group of people who are technically strong, well paid by the government, whatever it is. You see, I will tell you the reason for it. The reason. I asked a lot of people why people go for agriculture science studies. Because they get a job. I also went like that. They get a job. And these guys go to job. They want a job. They go to they study BSc, whatever it is. They say masters. Then they most of them study the same university, most of them. And then PhD. Then they go vertical. Actually, I remember when I was told, in BSc, you don't study or bachelor degree, nothing. I mean, you just know where is the library. And masters, you just know what is the research. And a PhD, you try to do something. That is actually the knowledge. Actually, there's a lot of gap in India when you look at these people train and those goes to departments. So the department people don't work. So if you see agriculture department, they don't work. Now you see, go to government and they will again sign it and go back. Before going to government with a proposal, we should be sure about what we are doing it. And we should ask for any help that is required. That's what I'm taking time. And we are all going to do that. Last time I told you we had done a white paper. This time we are going to do that, but we are taking time because not only one area we are covering. You know, we told conservation agriculture. Now, for example, today I put in the budget out 33 crores only conservation agriculture or natural farming given in one of the states. So we discussed a lot of things now. We'll come back to that. Probably it will take a couple of months. We have patience, but till the time the team will grow strong, and that's what I want. I think
we should take it further. We should
of course.
Take it further.
No, 100%.
And we can connect with the industry. You know,
absolutely.
So that is what is needed. Yeah.
So that's what Gajendra Singh has done. And Indramani Dr. Gajendra Singh has done only that. Like I'm from industry. Actually, before it was not there. I was hesitant to even go to ISA member. I remember that. Even Gajendra Singh called me before 12, 15 years, you come and join. I told it's only government people are sitting there. And now it's full of industry. We have Kesavan from Tafe. I mean, so many people are there. I'm not joking. I think many stalwarts are there in our Mahindra. We have big companies. We have almost all the companies now in ISAE as well as the forums, what we are talking. We are in our group also we have. So, but we are evolving slowly to find a correct strategy. We cannot again make a mistake like all these people have done. Like today's story of subsidy. I mean, how much subsidy is given? I'll give you. You'll faint with the subsidy amount, what is gone. And it's not whose mistake it is. Nobody will tell it's my mistake. Because they'll say a lot of systems, lot of papers. Imagine one more thing. Most of the administrators are IAS in India, including the irrigation commission, whatever we have that. So the question is, they don't know much about it. They're good in their job. But the problem is our hierarchical system in the whole, yes man system, that has to change. That's what we are trying to do. I think if somebody has another opinion, can share, please.
No, just 1 second. That in US, Bezos, CEO of Amazon, until now, and the Alphabet CEO, they have invested. They have mobilized $1 billion for vertical farming. $1 billion. So we will have to get this private industry together, and that's what we
No,
need.
no. Bill Gates also has the largest farms in the US also, and he has also tried to invest. So these are all unique cases, those who made money in different way. We are talking about who have, see, actually this business, India will grow once people have 15 lakhs or 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs put and come up. So the issues we have, I told you the issue we have 30% more we produce already. Okay. Our wastage are almost 70-80% when it comes to vegetables and fruits. And if we stop the wastage and we use too much of chemicals, we use it. So, and water we are pumping too much. So we are trying to solve all the problems. US is completely different. The US, you're well off in many cases because you don't argue on things as you can fight with your boss. You can tell your boss cannot say no to you. But here it's not possible in our sector. So we are trying our best.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sayyad.
We can close the Wednesday, please.
Well, thank you very much. I think we had a very interesting discussion. What I'm happy is that our multidisciplinary approach is really working. And not only we have people from government and private sector, farmers and scientists, everybody together in this group. So ISAE on its own website, we should be preparing the successful designs, okay, and cases.
Excellent.
And put them in the web, okay, and publicize their availability, okay, and with the contact person's names where they can clarify where the issues are there, okay. So I think that way we will reach a certain stage where we are providing solutions to certain problems, okay. So I think that was the objective from the very beginning and we are moving towards that, okay. I'm not very sure that how much we can learn from US. I think there is very little. Now India is at a stage where we have to find solutions for our own problems. Okay. We can always review the technology available anywhere in the world. Okay. But its adoption, application, we have to find our own way, what will succeed in our own conditions.